the heart of Jaipur, within the regal walls of the Hawa Mahal, a crime of unfathomable proportions has occurred. This is no ordinary palace, mind you. The Hawa Mahal, or the Palace of Winds, is an architectural marvel, a testament to the grandeur of a bygone era. But today, its ornate chambers bear silent witness to a tragedy that has sent shockwaves through the royal lineage. The heir apparent, a young prince with a promising future, was found lifeless in his quarters. The news spread through the palace like wildfire, leaving a trail of disbelief and despair. The prince, beloved by his people, was no more. The city of Jaipur, usually ablaze with vibrant colors and bustling life, plunged into an eerie silence. The Grand Hawa Mahal, once a symbol of royal might and splendor, now stands as a grim reminder of this unthinkable crime. There was no sign of a struggle, no immediate evidence of foul play, but the prince's untimely demise under such mysterious circumstances was too unsettling to dismiss as a mere accident. The royal family, once a picture of unity and strength, is now fractured by grief and suspicion. The palace, with its labyrinth of corridors, now seems to echo with whispered accusations and hushed secrets. Amidst the turmoil, the king, a seasoned ruler, struggles to maintain a facade of calm. The queen, her eyes brimming with unshed tears, clutches onto her remaining son, as if afraid he too would be snatched away. The courtiers, once loyal confidants, now cast suspicious glances at each other, their loyalty wavering in the face of this calamity. This is not just a personal tragedy for the royal family. The prince's death threatens to disrupt the fragile balance of power, stirring up dormant political alliances and rivalries. The intricate tapestry of royalty, politics, and family dynamics has been violently ripped apart, and the fallout is only beginning to reveal itself. And so, the stage was set for a mystery that would shake the very foundations of this royal lineage. Into this whirlwind of chaos and confusion steps Detective Rajat Kapoor, a man with a reputation for solving the unsolvable. Rajat Kapoor is not your average detective. Born and bred in the streets of Delhi, he's a man who knows the ins and outs of the Indian society like the back of his hand. From the elite strata to the humblest quarters, he navigates the labyrinth of social norms and conducts his investigations with an uncanny ability to cut through the noise. He's a seasoned veteran, having spent over 2 decades in the field, solving everything from high-profile murders to intricate cases of corporate espionage. But what truly sets Rajat Kapoor apart is his unique approach to solving mysteries. He's not one to rely solely on forensic evidence or witness testimonies. Instead, he delves deep into the psyche of the people involved, understanding their motivations, their fears, and their secrets. He believes that every crime, no matter how heinous, is a human act, driven by human emotions. And it's this belief that enables him to solve cases that leave others baffled. As he steps into the grandeur of the Hawa Mahal, he immediately observes the tension that hangs heavy in the air. The royal family, usually a picture of grace and dignity, is fraught with anxiety and suspicion. He interacts with each family member, not as a detective grilling suspects, but as a man trying to understand their pain, their loss, and their fear. He listens more than he talks, his sharp eyes missing nothing, his mind piecing together the puzzle. Yet, this is no ordinary case. The victim is the heir apparent. The stakes are high, and the suspects are many. The palace that once resonated with music and laughter now echoes with whispers of deceit. The royal family, once a symbol of unity and strength, is now a tableau of discord and distrust. But as Rajat Kapoor would soon discover, this mystery was far from straightforward. As the detective delves deeper, he finds himself entangled in a web of deceit, where everyone is a suspect and nothing is as it seems. In the heart of Jaipur's royal family, we find a myriad of potential culprits, each with their own motives, each with their own alibis. The widow, Queen Rani, stands as our first suspect. She's a woman of power, known for her cunning and ambition. With the heir out of the picture, the throne could be hers, but she was seen at a charity event at the time of the murder. Could she have orchestrated the act from afar? Then there's the younger brother, Prince Vikram, a man perpetually in the shadows of his elder. His motive, the desire to step out from under his brother's shadow and claim the throne for himself. However, he was reportedly on a hunting trip in the outskirts of Jaipur when the crime took place. Could his alibi be an elaborate ruse? And let's not forget the political alliances that thickened the plot. The neighboring kingdom, known for its strained relationship with Jaipur, could have a hand in this. Their motive? A power play to destabilize Jaipur and gain supremacy. But their king, a man of honor, was hosting a diplomatic dinner hundreds of miles away. Could he have ordered the hit? Lastly, the palace staff, the silent observers of the royal family's secrets. Could resentment or greed have driven one of them to such a heinous act? They were all present in the palace, but could they have slipped away unnoticed? Family dynamics further complicate the investigation. For Detective Rajat Kapoor, it's a maddening puzzle of loyalties, grudges, and power plays. Each suspect is tied to the other, each alibi intertwined with another's. It's a complex web where the truth is obscured and deceit is the norm. In this palace of deceit, the line between friend and foe is blurred. With every stone unturned, the mystery deepens, leading Detective Kapoor down a path of secrets, betrayal, and hidden agendas. As he delves into the labyrinthine complexities of the royal family, Kapoor finds himself navigating through a sea of half-truths and hidden motives. In the royal archives, he discovers a century-old treaty, a strategic alliance between two rival kingdoms that was supposed to bring peace. But the treaty, it seems, carried a curse, a legacy of blood feud that has shadowed the family for generations. This revelation opens a new avenue in the investigation, hinting at a motive rooted deep in the past. A torn diary page, an unsigned love letter, a secret rendezvous. The pieces of the puzzle start coming together. But every clue Kapoor uncovers, every lead he follows, only seems to complicate the mystery further. The heir apparent, it appears, was not the saint he was made out to be. His relationships were tangled, his alliances questionable. And then there's the enigmatic royal advisor whose loyalty to the family seems unwavering. Yet Kapoor's instinct tells him otherwise. There's something unsettling about the advisor, something hidden beneath the surface. As Kapoor digs deeper, he uncovers a web of deceit that extends far beyond the palace walls. An unexpected twist comes in the form of a clandestine meeting, a whispered conversation overheard, hinting at a conspiracy that could shake the very foundations of the kingdom. Kapoor realizes he's not just dealing with a murder. He's unraveling a plot that threatens the entire royal lineage. Yet, the closer Kapoor gets to the truth, the more dangerous his path becomes. He's stepping on toes, ruffling feathers, and the palace, it seems, is not too happy with his intrusive investigation. Threats are veiled as advice, warnings disguised as concern. The deeper he digs, the darker the truth becomes. As Kapoor stands on the precipice of a shocking revelation, he knows the path ahead is treacherous, but he's come too far to turn back now. The truth, no matter how dark, must be revealed. The palace of deceit must give up its secrets. In a world where power and deceit reign supreme, Detective Kapoor inches closer to the truth. Our tale winds down in the final stages of the investigation. The once scattered pieces of the puzzle have begun to unite, forming a chilling portrait of deception. With each revelation, the intricate web of lies that shrouded the royal family thins, revealing the sinister underbelly of the palace. The detective's tireless pursuit of truth leads him deep into the labyrinth of royal politics. Each breadcrumb left behind by the killer, each clue, each whisper in the grand corridors of the Hawa Mahal guides him further into the heart of the mystery. As the clock ticks, the urgency swells. Time, a once abundant ally, is now a relentless enemy. The truth, so close yet so elusive, beckons Detective Kapoor. His instincts, honed over years of service, guide his every step. The clues, once enigmatic and disjointed, now weave a tale of treachery. a tale of a throne robbed of its rightful heir, a family torn asunder, and a palace mired in deceit. Each revelation sends shockwaves through the royal lineage, shaking the very foundations of their legacy. The final piece of the puzzle falls into place. The truth, in all its raw and untamed glory, stands revealed. But who is the villain in our tale? Who wielded the dagger that tore the royal family asunder? The answer is a secret that lies buried deep within the heart of the palace, a secret that turns the majestic Hawa Mahal into the palace of deceit. The mystery of the murdered heir apparent remains for now a mystery. The identity of the killer, the mastermind of this heinous crime, remains shrouded in the shadows of the palace, lurking in the corners of our tale. In the end, the palace of deceit holds more secrets than anyone could have ever imagined.
Have you ever wondered what dark secrets the serene landscapes of Himachal Pradesh might harbor? Picture a remote village nestled among the tranquil hills, where life moves at a pace untouched by the modern world. But beneath the peaceful facade lies a mystery that has sent shivers down the spine of every villager. This quaint hamlet recently witnessed a chilling event, the murder of its head during a traditional festival. A beloved figure, revered and respected, his untimely departure has left a void that's impossible to fill. But there's more to this story than meets the eye. Whispers of age-old customs, superstitions that defy logic, and a conspiracy that's been closely guarded for generations have begun to surface. The villagers are caught in a web of fear and uncertainty, their trust in each other shaken. In this climate of suspicion and dread, one person stands between the village and its looming darkness. Inspector Priya Verma is our only hope to unravel the truth. In the midst of joy and celebration, a life was cruelly snuffed out. Like a chilling wind that suddenly sweeps through a warm summer day, the news of the village head's murder spread, casting a pall over the festivities. The dance steps faltered, laughter died on lips, and the music of the traditional festival gave way to a somber silence. The village head, a man of great respect and authority, was found lifeless in the sanctuary of his own home. His life abruptly ended, not by sickness or age, but by an act of violence so sinister, it sent shivers down the spines of the villagers. In a place where everyone knew everyone, where secrets were hard to keep, this chilling act of violence was both baffling and terrifying. The scene of the crime held no obvious signs of a struggle, no overturned furniture, no scattered belongings, no signs of a forced entry. It was as if death had silently slipped in, claimed its victim, and left without a trace. But there, on the cold stone floor of the village head's house, was a strange symbol etched in white chalk. It was a design unknown to the villagers, an enigma that added another layer of mystery to the already puzzling crime. This symbol, was it the signature of the murderer, a parting message from the killer? Or was it a clue left intentionally, a breadcrumb on the path leading to the truth? The villagers could only guess, their minds filled with fear and speculation. The symbol, an alien script in their familiar world, was a silent testament to the heinous crime committed. As the day turned into night, the symbol seemed to glow eerily under the moonlight, its cryptic lines and curves holding secrets yet to be unraveled. The once peaceful village was now a place filled with whispers of fear, the echoes of a horrifying act of violence still fresh in their minds. The symbol, a cryptic message or a clue only time will tell. Enter Inspector Priya Verma, a woman with a keen eye and sharper instincts. A seasoned detective with an enviable track record, Inspector Verma is no stranger to the twisted intricacies of human nature. Her reputation precedes her, a beacon of justice that has illuminated the darkest corners of countless crime scenes. Inspector Verma is a woman of action, and she doesn't waste a moment. As soon as she steps foot into the village, she's on the job. Her eyes, sharp as eagles, scan her surroundings, absorbing every detail. She takes in the eerie quiet, the lingering fear in people's eyes, the hushed whispers that die down as she passes by. Though she's an outsider in this remote landscape, she is undeterred. She understands that beneath the surface of this serene mountain village, a dark secret brews, and she is determined to unravel it, one thread at a time. In the heart of the village lies the crime scene. the village head's lifeless body, a grim reminder of the brutality that has invaded this tranquil place. Inspector Verma steps forward, her gaze unwavering. She knows that every detail, however minute, could be a crucial piece of the puzzle. And so, she begins her meticulous investigation. Her initial suspicions are rooted in the village's close-knit community. In a place where everyone knows everyone, who could harbor such a deadly grudge against the village head? Could it be a personal vendetta, or is there a more sinister motive lurking beneath? As she delves deeper, she finds that the answers aren't easy. The villagers are tight-lipped, their fear palpable. But Inspector Verma is not one to back down. She knows that in this tangled web of secrets and lies, the truth is waiting to be discovered, and she won't rest until she finds it. She is a beacon of hope in a place overshadowed by fear, and she knows that her pursuit of truth won't be easy, but she also knows that it is necessary. Because in a village shrouded in secrecy, every clue counts. Every village has its tales, but some are darker than others. In the hushed whispers of the wind, in the silent rustling of the leaves, the village of Himachal Pradesh holds secrets of a past that's far from tranquil. Long before Inspector Priya Verma set foot on this land, the village was a cauldron of superstitions, some so deeply ingrained that they formed the very fabric of their existence. From the fear of the unseen to the reverence for the inexplicable, the villagers lived in the shadows of their own beliefs. Stories passed down through generations spoke of ominous occurrences, of lives abruptly ended and mysteries left unsolved. The chilling echoes of these stories still resonate in the hearts of the villagers. One such tale is of a series of unsolved murders that happened during the traditional festival, just like the recent death of the village head. The victims, all influential figures of the village, were found in the same gruesome state. Despite the efforts of the local police, the perpetrator remained hidden, shrouded by the cloak of the village's fear and silence. The village's involvement in these past murders is a question that lingers, a question as cold and haunting as the Himalayan winds. Was it the work of a single individual, or was it a collective act of vengeance? Was it a mere coincidence that the victims were all powerful men, or was there more to it than meets the eye? These questions hang heavy in the air as the village is once again gripped by fear. The villagers huddle in their homes, the festivities forgotten, replaced by the chilling memory of the past. The echoes of the unsolved murders grow louder, bouncing off the hills, the trees, and the silent, watchful eyes of the villagers. As Inspector Priya Verma delves deeper, she finds herself treading the fine line between fact and superstition, between the living and the dead, and between the truth and the unspeakable secrets the village holds close to its heart. Could history be repeating itself? Every knot, however tight, has a loose end. And it was with this indomitable spirit that Inspector Priya Verma began to unravel the intricate web of deceit and silence that had ensnared the village. She started by mapping out the past. Each murder that had occurred over the years was a dot on her mental canvas. The victims varied in age, status, and means, but they all had one thing in common. They were silenced during the village's traditional festival. This pattern wasn't just coincidence, it was a dark ritual concealed in plain sight. As Verma delved deeper, she found a chilling correlation. The victims were not just random individuals, they were guardians of the village's secrets, individuals who knew too much. The realization was as cold as the Himachal wind, and it sent a shiver down her spine. This was not just a murder case, it was a conspiracy that traced back to the village's ancient customs and superstitions. Inspector Verma, armed with her newfound insights, decided to confront the village elders. Their silence, she suspected, was not out of fear, but complicity. She marched into the village square, the echo of her footsteps a stark contrast to the hushed whispers that filled the air. She questioned them, her voice unwavering, her gaze unflinching. The elders, taken aback by her audacity, initially resisted, but Verma was relentless. She chipped away at their facade, her questions like a steady stream of water wearing down a stone. Finally, their silence gave way to a begrudging admittance of the dark traditions that had dictated the village's fate for generations. This was a breakthrough moment, a crack in the age-old wall of silence. The truth had begun to seep through. Inspector Verma now had a lead, a loose thread in the tightly knotted mystery. she knew she was one step closer to solving the case, to bringing justice to the silent victims of the village's dark past. The truth, it seems, cannot stay buried forever. In the end, justice always finds a way. As the final pieces of the puzzle fell into place, the truth began to shine through the thick veil of secrecy. It turned out that the village head, a revered figure, wasn't the saint he was believed to be. His clandestine involvement in illicit activities had led him down a path from which there was no return. The cryptic symbol that had been discovered wasn't a sign of an ancient curse as the villagers had feared, but the mark of an underground criminal organization. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community, shattering their perception of their leader. The village head's association with this organization, his pursuit of power and wealth, had ultimately cost him his life. The murderer wasn't a vengeful spirit or a villager harboring a grudge, but a member of the very organization he had joined. His secret activities had brought danger to their doorstep. And so, the whispers from the hills were finally silenced.
Imagine a night of glamour and mystery, a masquerade ball in the heart of Bollywood, Mumbai, where the unthinkable happens. Picture this, a grand ballroom glittering with chandeliers, awash in a sea of rich velvet and glistening masks. The air is thick with anticipation and the scent of 1,000 perfumes. The room is filled with a veritable who's who of Bollywood. The glitterati, the power brokers, the dream weavers. Everyone is here, hidden behind elaborate masks and exquisite costumes, their identities shrouded in mystery. In the midst of this spectacle stands our rising star, a beacon of talent and beauty, radiant in a mask of emerald feathers. She is the life of the party, her laughter echoing through the grand hall, her vivacious energy infectious. She dances, she mingles, she shines. As the night unfolds, her star only ascends higher. But then, as the clock strikes midnight, the music falters. A hush descends upon the crowd, a ripple of unease spreading through the room. Our rising star, the belle of the ball, is found lifeless, her emerald mask still in place, her light cruelly extinguished. The room erupts in chaos. The revelry of moments ago is replaced by a cold, haunting silence. The grandeur of the ballroom suddenly feels oppressive, the masks a chilling reminder of the fragility of life. The unthinkable has happened in the heart of Bollywood. At the height of the party, a life brimming with promise has been snuffed out. As the shock turns into horror, the reality of the situation sinks in. This isn't just a tragic end of a promising life, it's the beginning of a mystery that will send ripples through the entire film industry, a mystery that raises questions, spreads fear, and demands answers. As the clock strikes midnight, a rising star's light is extinguished forever, triggering a series of events that would shake Bollywood to its core. Enter investigator Arjun Kapoor, a man known for his sharp mind and sharper instincts. With a reputation for unearthing the most elusive of truths, Kapoor is a titan in his field, a beacon of justice in a world often shrouded in mystery and deceit. As he steps into the grand ballroom, the scene of the tragic event, the air is thick with shock and grief. The glittering chandeliers, once symbols of joy and celebration, now cast long, ominous shadows over the room. The once vibrant masquerade has transformed into a somber tableau of confusion and sorrow. Kapoor is no stranger to the grim dance of death and deceit. Each interaction with the partygoers is a delicate waltz, a balancing act between empathy and investigation. The grieving ensemble is a mixed bag of emotions. Some wear their shock like a heavy cloak. Others veil their feelings behind stoic masks, their eyes revealing nothing. He listens, he observes, he absorbs. Every word spoken, every tear shed, every silence that hangs in the air, Kapoor takes it all in. His seasoned instincts guide him, helping him sift through the layers of shock, grief, and fear to gather the fragments of truth hidden within. But this is no ordinary case. The high-profile nature of the crime, the victim's rising stardom, the glitz and glamour of Bollywood, each element adds an extra layer of complexity. The stakes are high, the spotlight is blinding, and the pressure is relentless. Arjun Kapoor is not just battling against time and the cunning of a killer, but also against the weight of the world's gaze. Yet, he remains unfazed. His determination is his compass, guiding him through the labyrinth of lies and illusions. In this world of masks, where appearances can deceive and silence can speak volumes, Kapoor knows he has his work cut out for him, but he's ready. He's always ready. In a world of masks, lies, and illusions, Arjun Kapoor has to find the truth. In Bollywood, every face hides a story, and every story has its secrets. As our intrepid investigator, Arjun Kapoor, delves deeper into the case, he begins to peel back the layers of the seemingly glamorous world of Bollywood. What lies beneath is a murky underbelly of rivalries, scandals, and unspoken truths. The veneer of camaraderie and bonhomie proves to be just that, a veneer. Arjun uncovers a labyrinth of rivalries as old as the Bollywood hills and as fresh as the morning tabloids. There are the seasoned actors, threatened by the new talent, and the new talent, eager to usurp the throne. It's a jungle out there, and every actor is a predator, ready to pounce at the first sign of weakness. But it's not just professional rivalries that Arjun stumbles upon. There are personal vendettas too. Affairs of the heart that have soured, friendships that have turned bitter, and alliances that have broken down. The world of Bollywood, it appears, is a veritable minefield of personal grudges. And then there are the scandals. The kind that are whispered about in hushed tones, swept under the plush carpets of plushier bungalows. There's the leading lady with a drug problem, the director who's known to cast couch, the producer who has underworld connections, each one a potential suspect, each one with a motive. But perhaps the most chilling of all are the unspoken truths, the secrets that are buried so deep they are almost forgotten, until Arjun, with his dogged determination, brings them to light. Shocking revelations that cast long shadows on the glittering world of Bollywood. The complexity of the case is mind-boggling, the number of potential suspects staggering. Each revelation, each secret unearthed, only leads to more questions, more mysteries. In the hunt for the killer, Arjun Kapoor uncovers a web of secrets, each more shocking than the last. The stage is set for the final act, where the truth is more dramatic than fiction. In the labyrinth of Bollywood's glitz and glamour, investigator Arjun Kapoor stands firm, his eyes locked with those of the main suspect. The air is thick with tension, each moment stretching into an eternity as the confrontation unfolds. Arjun, cool and composed, begins to lay out the evidence. There's the cryptic note found in the star's dressing room, the suspect's fingerprints on the masquerade mask, and the undeniable motive, a rivalry that was more than just professional. Each piece of evidence is like a knife, cutting through the fabric of lies woven by the suspect. Despite the mounting evidence, the suspect, a renowned film director, clings desperately to his innocence. His voice wavers between anger and fear, his eyes darting anxiously as he vehemently denies each allegation. He tries to shift the blame, to create doubt, to weave a narrative of his own. Yet his desperation only serves to heighten the suspense, painting a poignant picture of a man caught in the headlights of truth. Arjun, however, remains unyielding. His voice is steady, his gaze unwavering. He dissects the director's defenses with the precision of a surgeon, his words leaving no room for doubt. He presents the undeniable facts, his every statement echoing the weight of truth. He is not swayed by the director's desperate pleas, nor does he falter under the pressure of the situation. He stands tall, a beacon of justice in this world of make-believe. The confrontation reaches its climax, the lines between reality and fiction blurred. It's a battle of wits, a test of wills, a dance on the edge of the precipice. The truth is out there, hanging in the balance, waiting to be claimed. In a battle of wits and wills, only one can emerge victorious. And for Arjun Kapoor, the truth is the only victory worth claiming. In the end, the mask must fall, and the truth must stand. The time has come to unmask the killer who lurked behind the glitz and glamour of Bollywood, hiding a malevolent intent beneath a facade of charm and charisma. As the veil lifts, the identity of the killer sends a shockwave through the crowd. A trusted friend, a beloved star, now exposed as a murderer. The motive? A toxic cocktail of jealousy and ambition, simmering beneath the surface of a seemingly affable persona. This revelation shatters the illusion of camaraderie and unity, laying bare the cutthroat competition that pervades the industry. But this unveiling doesn't stop at the killer. As the investigation unfolded, the underbelly of Bollywood was exposed. Rivalries hidden behind smiles, scandals swept under the red carpet, unspoken truths lurking in the shadows. The world's largest film industry, with its irresistible allure and intoxicating glamour, was revealed to be a labyrinth of secrets and lies. The masquerade ball, a symbol of Bollywood's opulence and grandeur, became a macabre stage for a deadly act. It stands as a stark reminder that behind the masks lie real people with real emotions, capable of real harm. This tragic event has laid bare the thin line that separates the real from the real. As Arjun Kapoor steps back from the case, he reflects on the nature of truth and illusion in Bollywood. He muses on the power of masks, not just in concealing identities, but in revealing the true nature of the wearer. He acknowledges the harsh reality that in this world of make-believe, truth is often stranger and darker than fiction. In the glitzy world of Bollywood, a masquerade ball turned deadly, a star lost their life, and investigator Arjun Kapoor unmasked a killer, revealing a truth much darker than any film script. As the curtains close on this grim tale, we are left to wonder, in this world of illusions, can we ever truly know the person behind the mask?
In the spiritual heart of India, Varanasi, a chilling incident unfolds. Varanasi, a city of winding alleys, thousand-year-old temples, and vibrant ghats, holds a special place in the hearts of millions. Its sacred waters and ancient rhythms have been a pinnacle of spiritual refuge for centuries. It's a city that never sleeps, its pulse echoing with the chants of timeless rituals and the tolling of temple bells. But today, this city of life and death, of spirituality and salvation, is stirred by a horrifying event. The murder of a renowned guru during a sacred ceremony ripples through the city, shaking its spiritual tranquility. The echoes of prayers are now intertwined with whispers of treachery, and the air holds a palpable tension. As the city reels from this shocking incident, a new figure steps onto the scene. Detective Meera Sharma, a woman of grit and determination, steps into this mystic chaos to unearth the truth. A holy ceremony turned sinister, but what led to this unexpected turn of events? In the heart of Varanasi, revered for its spiritual essence, an unthinkable event transpired. The city, known as the religious capital of India, was left reeling in the aftermath of a gruesome incident. A highly esteemed guru, a beacon of spirituality and wisdom, was found lifeless during a sacred ceremony, a ritual believed to cleanse the soul and guide one towards enlightenment. The guru was not just a spiritual guide, but a symbol of hope and faith for his numerous followers. His teachings transcended the boundaries of Varanasi, reaching the hearts of millions across the globe. The ceremony he was leading, a ritual steeped in centuries of tradition and spiritual significance, was meant to be a night of peace and inner reflection. A night where the crimson hues of Varanasi were supposed to bathe the city in a spiritual glow. Yet, it was on this night that the unthinkable happened. The guru's life was abruptly and brutally extinguished, sending waves of disbelief and shock rippling through the crowd of devotees and beyond. The city, no stranger to the mysteries of life and death, found itself grappling with a chilling mystery of its own. A sacred ritual turned into a bloodbath, leaving the city in a state of shock and suspicion. Detective Meera Sharma, known for her analytical mind and sharp instincts, takes up the case. This isn't her first dance with danger, but the mystique of Varanasi presents a unique challenge. Her eyes, as keen as an eagle's, scan the crime scene, absorbing every detail. She notes the position of the body, the disarray of the ceremonial items, the faint scent of incense lingering in the air. She engages with the local police, her voice steady, authoritative, yet tinged with a respectful curiosity. Varanasi is a city of countless alleys and winding stairways, a labyrinth of secrets. The local police, seasoned navigators of this maze, become her invaluable allies. She listens to their theories, their suspicions, their local knowledge. Each piece of information, a tiny fragment in the vast jigsaw puzzle of the crime. However, the cultural and religious complexities of the case are like a thick fog, obscuring the path to truth. The city, steeped in ancient rituals and spiritual significance, guards its secrets well. The religious ceremony during which the guru was murdered was attended by hundreds, yet everyone claims to have seen nothing. The guru was a revered figure, yet whispers of hidden rivalries and disputes echo in hushed conversations. The city is a paradox, both an open book and a locked chest. Detective Sharma is no stranger to challenges. She navigates through the intricate web of cultural norms and religious beliefs with a deft understanding. She respects the sanctity of the city, yet is unafraid to question, to probe, to reveal. She understands that in Varanasi, truth and faith are often intertwined, and to solve the case, she must untangle this complex knot. Her task is daunting, the stakes are high, but her resolve is unflinching. Amidst the crimson hues of Varanasi, against the backdrop of the sacred Ganges, she begins her pursuit of justice. Time is of the essence, each tick of the clock a reminder of the urgency at hand. The clock is ticking, and with every passing moment, the mystery deepens. Behind the spiritual facade of Varanasi, secrets lie buried, waiting to be discovered. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the ancient city, Detective Meera Sharma delves into the labyrinthine alleys of Varanasi. She's not just searching for clues. She's on a quest to unravel the tangled threads of intrigue that bind the city and its denizens. Her first encounter is with a group of saffron-clad sadhus by the Ganges. Their serene faces mask a turbulent past, one that is intrinsically linked to the slain guru. As Meera delves deeper, she discovers a bitter rivalry, a power struggle within the spiritual order that the guru once led. This revelation paints the sadhus in a new light, not just as devotees, but as potential suspects. Next, Meera meets the guru's followers, their lives irrevocably altered by his teachings. They speak of his wisdom, his kindness, his spirituality. Yet, beneath their praises, Meera senses a flicker of fear, a hesitation that hints at secrets yet to be revealed. It becomes evident that the guru's life was not as virtuous as it seemed. Meera's exploration takes her to the heart of the city, to the guru's ashram. There, she unearths a treasure trove of clues. Letters, diaries, and cryptic messages hint at a web of deceit. The guru, revered by many, was embroiled in a scandal that threatened to shatter the spiritual sanctity of Varanasi. As she delves into the guru's past, Meera uncovers a tale of betrayal, greed, and power. She learns of the guru's clandestine affairs, his manipulation of followers, and his ruthless pursuit of power. It's a side of the spiritual leader that few knew, and even fewer dared to acknowledge. The deeper Meera ventures into the city and its secrets, the more she realizes that the guru's murder was not a random act of violence. It was a meticulously planned execution, a result of a conspiracy that had been brewing for years. As she navigates the twisted alleys and the even more twisted tales, Meera is faced with a daunting task. She must sift through a myriad of half-truths and lies, separate the innocent from the guilty, and bring the perpetrator to justice. In the heart of Varanasi, beneath the crimson hues of dusk, Meera finds herself entangled in a world where spirituality and sin coexist, where gurus are not gods, and where devotion can be a deadly game. As Meera dives deeper, a web of deceit begins to unravel. The puzzle pieces start falling into place, leading Meera to a shocking revelation. As the sun began to set, painting the Ganges in hues of crimson and gold, the break in the case came unexpectedly. The labyrinthine alleys of Varanasi had finally surrendered their secrets. Meera, with her sharp intellect and relentless determination, had managed to unearth what had been buried deep within the spiritual facade. The guts echoed with the arrest of the culprit. A renowned sage, respected by all, was now under the shadow of suspicion. It was a twist that none saw coming, a revelation that sent shivers down the spine of the holy city. The sage, with his calm demeanor and spiritual aura, had been hiding a dark secret. The motive behind the murder was as shocking as the identity of the culprit. It was not a crime of passion, nor was it a result of personal vendetta. It was a fight for dominance, a struggle for power within the spiritual hierarchy. The sage, driven by his insatiable ambition, had committed the unthinkable. He had silenced the guru, his mentor, to ascend to his position. As Mira unraveled the tale, the city of Varanasi seemed to hold its breath. The faithful were stunned, their faith shaken. The gods, which had witnessed centuries of rituals and ceremonies, had now become the stage for a sinister plot. But amidst the shock and disbelief, there was a sense of relief. Justice had been served. The truth had prevailed. The city of Varanasi, known for its spiritual resilience, would rise from the ashes of this betrayal. The arrest of the sage marked the end of a dark chapter. But as the city returned to its rhythm, resuming its age-old rituals on the ghats, it was clear that the story was far from over. Just when you think you've seen it all, Varanasi unveils another layer of its eternal mystique. In the labyrinth of Varanasi's ancient alleys, truth and deceit walk hand in hand. This case, with all its twists and turns, was no different. As Detective Meera Sharma, I was thrust into a world where spirituality and mystery intermingle. A world that forced me to question everything I thought I knew. The spiritual significance of Varanasi, its mesmerizing rituals, the thrumming life along the ghats. These aspects of the city remained unchanged, even as I peeled back the layers of darkness lurking beneath. Yet this darkness didn't overshadow the city's mystique. Instead, it added another dimension to it. Varanasi, with its enigmatic charm, taught me that there's more to any story than meets the eye, that complexities can exist within simplicity. It showed me that even in the face of despair, hope persists, and in the heart of darkness, light survives. In the crimson hues of Varanasi, every sunset brings a new dawn, and every end is but a new beginning.
Imagine your child disappearing from your vacation apartment while you're just a few yards away. A chilling thought, isn't it? This is the reality for the McCann family. In the spring of 2007, the McCann family embarked on what was supposed to be a leisurely vacation. The family of 5, hailing from Leicester, England, set their sights on the sunny beaches of Praia da Luz, Portugal. Amidst the laughter and the joy, the sea and the sand, a shadow was soon to be cast over their idyllic retreat. On the fateful night of May 3rd, the rhythm of their holiday was abruptly shattered. After a day filled with fun and frolic, Kate and Jerry McCann chose to dine at a nearby restaurant, just a stone's throw away from their vacation apartment. Their 3 children, Madeleine and her younger twin siblings, were tucked into bed, their dreams filled with the adventures of the day. As the night wore on, the parents took turns to check on their sleeping children. Everything seemed as it should be, a picture of serenity in contrast with the vibrant life at the restaurant. But beneath this calm facade, a terrible event was unfolding. The clock ticked on, oblivious to the impending doom. When the McCanns returned to their apartment later that night, they walked into every parent's worst nightmare. Their daughter, Madeleine, was no longer in her bed. The twins were still sleeping peacefully, oblivious to their sister's absence. The apartment showed no signs of forced entry, no hint of a struggle. It was as if Madeleine had simply vanished into thin air. The tranquility of the night had been pierced by a horrifying reality, a reality that was far from the sandcastles and the sunny beaches they had enjoyed just hours before. A reality that was about to catapult the McCann family into an unimaginable ordeal. The McCanns returned to their apartment to find their daughter missing, marking the beginning of a mystery that has yet to be solved. What follows a child's disappearance is a frantic search and an investigation filled with hope and dread. In the immediate aftermath of Madeleine McCann's disappearance, the local police force in Praia da Luz, Portugal, sprung into action. Their initial efforts focused on a comprehensive search of the surrounding area, a desperate hunt for any sign of the missing child. The police were swift to identify initial suspects, individuals who were in close proximity to the McCann family's holiday apartment on the night of the incident. They zeroed in on a handful of people, their suspicions raised by conflicting alibis, peculiar behavior, or a history of criminal activity. But as they delved deeper, no substantial evidence emerged to link these individuals to Madeleine's disappearance. Despite their best efforts, the Portuguese police faced mounting criticism from various quarters. The McCann family, the British media, and the general public questioned the effectiveness of the search efforts and the direction of the investigation. Critics pointed out perceived lapses, such as the delay in alerting border and marine authorities and the failure to secure the crime scene promptly. They also highlighted the lack of coordination between the Portuguese police and their British counterparts, a factor that many believe hindered the progress of the investigation. The Portuguese police, however, defended their actions, stating that they were operating under incredibly challenging circumstances. They were dealing with a high-profile case, under intense international scrutiny, and in a tourist town with a transient population. These factors, they argued, significantly complicated the investigation. Yet, as the days turned into weeks and then months, the lack of concrete leads was disheartening. Despite the numerous interviews, extensive searches, and countless hours of detective work, the trail seemed to be going cold. The initial suspects were gradually ruled out, and new leads were few and far between. The police were back to square one, with no closer to finding Madeleine McCann than they were on the night of her disappearance. The initial investigation was rife with controversy and criticism, yet with no concrete leads, the case grew cold. The disappearance of Madeleine McCann, once a frantic search filled with hope, had now become a cold case shrouded in mystery. As the McCanns faced their worst nightmare, the media turned their tragedy into a global spectacle. It was as if the world was watching a real-life mystery unfold. The media, ever hungry for sensational stories, latched onto the case with a ferocity that was almost as shocking as the disappearance itself. The McCann story was splashed across every major news outlet. Sympathetic reports painted them as distraught parents caught in an unimaginable nightmare, while more accusatory pieces suggested negligence and even more sinister motives. The pendulum of public opinion swung wildly, fueled by the media's relentless coverage. In an effort to keep Madeleine's disappearance in the public eye, the McCanns utilized the media to their advantage. They appeared on numerous television shows, held press conferences, and released photographs of their daughter. Their desperation was palpable as they pleaded for any information that could lead to Madeleine's whereabouts. However, the intense scrutiny of the media had its drawbacks. Every move the McCanns made was analyzed, criticized, and often misconstrued. Their grief was laid bare for the world to see, and their every action was dissected under the harsh spotlight of global attention. There were times when the media's interest in the case seemed to overshadow the real issue at hand, the search for a missing child. The McCanns were tried in the court of public opinion, their names dragged through the mud. It was a media circus, a whirlwind of speculation and rumors that added to their anguish and distracted from the urgent task of finding Madeleine. The media's role in this case was a double-edged sword. On one hand, it kept the case alive, kept Madeleine's face in the public's mind. On the other hand, it stirred up a storm of speculation and suspicion that detracted from the police's investigative efforts. The media frenzy added another layer of complexity to the investigation, further muddying the waters. As we delve deeper into this case, we must remember to separate the facts from the frenzy, the truth from the tabloid tales. The real story is about a little girl who vanished and a family left grappling with their loss. Despite the passage of time, the search for Madeleine McCann has never truly ended. Years have turned into a decade, and yet the flame of hope and the thirst for answers remain unquenched. The investigation into Madeleine's disappearance has been relentless, involving not just local Portuguese authorities, but also British police and private detectives. The British police, known for their meticulous approach, took over the case in 2011. They launched what was called Operation Grange, leaving no stone unturned as they revisited the mountains of evidence collected over the years. They conducted interviews, examined forensics, and reanalyzed thousands of pieces of information. Their dedication and commitment to the case have been unwavering. In parallel, private detectives hired by Madeleine's parents have also been working tirelessly, following leads and investigating potential suspects. Their efforts have spanned across continents, crossing borders from Europe to Africa and beyond. They followed a trail of clues, each one illuminating a different path, yet none leading to a definitive answer. Over the years, several key suspects and leads have emerged, each one promising a breakthrough. Some have led investigators down dark alleys of human trafficking and organized crime. Others have pointed towards lone individuals with a history of child exploitation, yet each time the net is cast, it comes back empty, the truth remaining elusive. One of the most significant leads came in June 2020, when a German prisoner was identified as a potential suspect. This man, already serving time for an unrelated crime, had been in the vicinity of Praia da Luz around the time of Madeleine's disappearance. While he remains a person of interest, no conclusive evidence has linked him to the case. The search for Madeleine continues, fueled by the hope that one day the truth will be uncovered. Until then, the world watches, waits, and hopes for a resolution to this enduring mystery. The investigation into Madeleine McCann's disappearance remains a testament to the relentless pursuit of truth, a beacon of hope in the face of uncertainty. 16 years later, the question still remains: what happened to Madeleine McCann? As the years have passed, the mystery of Madeleine's disappearance has only deepened, giving rise to a multitude of theories. Some suggest she was abducted by a stranger. Others believe she wandered off and fell victim to a tragic accident. Yet, there are those who speculate about darker, more sinister possibilities. Each theory, in its own way, reflects our collective struggle to make sense of a situation that remains, to this day, utterly confounding. The impact of Madeleine's case on child safety measures has been profound. Her disappearance served as a chilling wake-up call, prompting parents, caregivers, and authorities worldwide to re-evaluate and fortify the measures in place to protect our children. Today, we see the ripples of Madeleine's case in the heightened vigilance around child safety, the advancements in child tracking technology, and the increased efforts to raise public awareness about missing children. Despite the passage of time, interest in Madeleine's case has not waned. It continues to captivate the public's attention, a testament to the enduring human capacity for empathy and the universal desire to seek justice. Investigators, too, remain undeterred, their determination to uncover the truth about Madeleine's fate unwavering. In the midst of uncertainty and speculation, what stands out is the relentless pursuit of truth. The tireless efforts of investigators, the unwavering hope of Madeleine's parents, and the worldwide attention that the case continues to garner. Each new development, each new lead, fuels the collective hope that one day the mystery of Madeleine's disappearance may finally be resolved. As we delve into this unresolved mystery, we are reminded of the enduring hope and relentless pursuit of truth that define the human spirit. Even in the face of the unknown, we persist, our quest for answers undiminished by time, our resolve strengthened by the promise of justice.
Have you ever wondered about the unsolved mysteries that still haunt the alleys of history? These enigmatic puzzles, shrouded in the dark veils of time, capture our imaginations and send shivers down our spines. They beckon us into a world where answers elude us, and the truth remains tantalizingly out of reach. Among these enigmas, some stand out, their chilling details etched into our collective memory. One of the most chilling of these mysteries is the Black Dalia case. The Black Dalia, a name that sends shivers down the spine of even the most hardened mystery enthusiasts. This moniker belonged to a young woman named Elizabeth Short. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, with dreams as big as the city itself, Elizabeth moved to Hollywood, hoping to find fame and fortune under the glimmering lights of the silver screen. Her life, however, was far from the glamorous picture she had painted in her dreams. Struggling to find work and often relying on the kindness of others, Elizabeth's life was a story of determination and resilience. Her striking beauty and jet black hair earned her the nickname Black Dalia, a name that would forever be etched in the annals of true crime. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and still Elizabeth remained a struggling actress. Then she mysteriously vanished, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. And then, on January 15, 1947, the unthinkable happened. On a chilly morning in Los Angeles, a mother and her child stumbled upon a horrifying sight. It was January 15, 1947, when Betty Bersinger, out for a stroll with her young daughter, discovered what she initially thought was a discarded mannequin. Upon closer inspection, the grim reality revealed itself. It was the brutally mutilated body of a young woman, halved at the waist and drained entirely of blood. The woman was Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress who would later be known by the world as the Black Dalia. The vacant lot on South Norton Avenue, where she was discovered, had become her final gruesome stage. Her body was posed in a macabre tableau, naked, halved, and with her mouth sliced from ear to ear in a chilling imitation of a smile. The police arrived swiftly, cordoning off the area and beginning their initial investigation. The state of the crime scene was puzzling. Despite the brutal nature of the murder, there was no blood at the scene, leading investigators to believe that Elizabeth had been killed elsewhere and her body transported to the lot. Moreover, there were no immediate signs of a struggle or any evidence that could lead them to the killer. The coroner's report further deepened the mystery. It revealed that Elizabeth had been tortured for days before her death, and that the killer had used surgical precision to sever her body, suggesting a familiarity with human anatomy. News of the gruesome discovery spread like wildfire. The press descended upon the scene, eager to report on the shocking story. The murder of the beautiful young Elizabeth Short, dubbed the Black Dalia by the media, captivated the nation. The brutality of her death, combined with the enigma of her life, made for a compelling narrative that the press exploited to its full extent. The case was immediately launched into the public eye, creating a media frenzy. The Black Dahlia murder had begun its infamous journey into the annals of America's most notorious unsolved mysteries. As the shock subsided, the Los Angeles Police Department found themselves with a high-profile case on their hands. The Black Dahlia murder was not just another homicide, it was a gruesome puzzle that needed solving, and the LAPD was under immense pressure to find the perpetrator. Initial leads in the case were few and far between. The police started by combing the crime scene for any potential clues. They found a few footprints, tire tracks, and a cement sack with watery blood nearby. But none of these leads brought them any closer to the killer. Simultaneously, the detectives started to dig into the life of Elizabeth Short. Friends, family, acquaintances, anyone who might have had a motive to harm her was scrutinized. But this path too only led to dead ends. Elizabeth was well liked, with no known enemies. There was no apparent reason for such a brutal attack on her. Then came the letters. Letters sent to the police and media outlets, allegedly from the killer himself. These letters, chilling in their tone, were often accompanied by personal belongings of Elizabeth, further intensifying the horror. The killer seemed to be playing a macabre game, taunting the police with clues that led nowhere. As the investigation progressed, the list of suspects kept growing. At one point, it included over 150 individuals, but despite multiple interrogations and lie detector tests, the police were unable to pin the crime on anyone. Every promising lead turned out to be a dead end. Every suspect was eventually cleared. The police were stumped. The case was like a maze with no exit, a mystery that refused to be solved. The public was terrified, the media was relentless, and the pressure on the LAPD was mounting. But despite their best efforts, the police were unable to crack the case. The Black Dahlia murder remained, and still remains, one of the most infamous unsolved cases in the history of American crime. Despite their best efforts, the police were unable to crack the case. Over the years, many theories and suspects emerged, each more bewildering than the last. The Black Dahlia case, a dark enigma that seems to thicken with every passing decade, has been a hotbed of speculation and debate. Let's delve into the most popular theories and suspects, shall we? First, we have the surgical skill theory. Elizabeth Short's body was found severed at the waist, drained of blood, and the cuts were extremely precise. This led to the theory that the murderer might have had medical knowledge, possibly a surgeon or someone related to the field. Then there's the Hollywood connection. Elizabeth Short was an aspiring actress, a dreamer seeking fame in the City of Angels. Some believe her murder could have been the work of someone within the Hollywood circle, a scorned lover, or a jealous rival perhaps. A third theory, the gangster theory, suggests a link to organized crime. Los Angeles in the 40s was a city teeming with mob activity. Was Elizabeth Short's murder a message from the underworld, a gruesome display of power? The suspect list is as long and varied as the theories. One of the most notable suspects was Dr. George Hodel, a physician with a dark past. His own son, a former LAPD detective, accused him of the murder. Then there was the enigmatic red lipstick murderer, a serial killer active in LA around the same time. The list goes on, with over 50 people confessing to the crime over the years, each confession as dubious as the next. Despite the multitude of theories and suspects, what's truly frustrating is the lack of concrete evidence. Yes, we have a crime scene, a victim, a host of potential culprits, but where's the definitive proof? The smoking gun, if you will. The investigators were and are faced with a seemingly insurmountable wall of conjecture and ambiguity. This frustrating lack of resolution has only fueled the fascination with the Black Dalia case. Each new theory, each new suspect, adds another layer to this labyrinthine mystery. But with every layer, the truth seems to recede further into the shadows, elusive and intangible. And so, the Black Dalia case remains one of the most infamous unsolved murders in history. Despite the passage of over 7 decades, the countless hours of investigation, and the myriad of theories and suspects, the identity of the Black Dahlia's killer remains a mystery. More than 7 decades have passed, but the Black Dalia case still captivates the world. Elizabeth Short's unsolved murder, famously known as the Black Dalia case, has become a cultural phenomenon, etching its mark deeply into the annals of true crime history. This enduring mystery has found its way into countless books, films, and television shows over the years, forever immortalized in the realm of pop culture. The haunting image of Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia herself, has become an iconic symbol of unsolved crimes and a muse for storytellers around the globe. Yet, the fascination doesn't end with pop culture. The Black Dahlia case has also piqued the interest of armchair detectives and amateur sleuths who tirelessly pore over the details of the case, hoping to shed new light on this old mystery. Online forums and social media platforms buzz with discussions, theories, and speculations as these unofficial investigations continue to keep the memory of Elizabeth Short alive. Theories abound, from the plausible to the wild. Some argue that the killer was a medical professional due to the precision of the mutilation, while others suggest connections to organized crime. There are those who delve into the realm of the supernatural, proposing that the Black Dahlia's death was part of a ritualistic killing. Despite the numerous theories and extensive investigations, both official and unofficial, the truth remains elusive. The case of the Black Dalia is a stark reminder of the limitations of criminal science, even in our modern age. It is a testament to the fact that, sometimes, the truth can remain buried no matter how deep we dig. As the years pass, the Black Dalia case continues to weave its intricate web of mystery, drawing in those with an insatiable curiosity for the unknown. It has become a symbol of the human fascination with the unexplained, with the dark corners of our world that remain shrouded in shadows. The Black Dalia case, a mystery that continues to baffle us, a riddle that time has yet to unravel,